Hey, what's up, everybody? What's going on? Let me take a moment real quick. Hold on, real quick. Yeah, let me take a moment real quick while we wait for a few people to get on. And I forgot to notify people. Um, this is going to be real easy. And we'll get started. Needless to say, unblocked again. I didn't even put videos up, right? And so on TikTok, TikTok is using racism to block Afro people. And if you're putting up truth, TikTok is now censoring people that's speaking out against the policies of this current government in the United States. Keep in mind that TikTok is an what's up, Jay? TikTok is a Chinese company. So why would they be interested in blocking speech when people are putting up facts? And they're not so much as blocking out opinions. People that's documenting stuff like during the Russian invasion, and we're hitting the buildings as and those buildings that were hit. Well, a lot of us were able to figure out what those buildings are, and then in the in the UN, all right. The Russians are have launched a complaint about biolabs in Ukraine in the UN. So you can see that on Gravitas News. And what Gravitas News is doing is like everybody is clearly solidly on the side of the Ukrainians because the Russians attacked them first. But Gravitas News are the only ones that looked into why the attack happened. And in so doing, have found culpability within the United States. Because yes, we look, our government is just crooked. Period. It's crooked. And when the people don't hold the government accountable, it stays crooked. And that's the bottom line. In the United States, Democratic voters do not hold Democratic leadership accountable. That leadership gets to do whatever they want and not get called out. All right. They get to do whatever they want and not have to worry about being held accountable. And that's the sorry thing about the so-called Democratic Party. Right there. It isn't that the Republican Party is all that great. The difference is that the Republicans, like the Republic, I'll give you an example, a quick example. The Republican put out a list of all of they call them rhinos, Republican in name only, but they put out a list of them who, get this, had stock in Pfizer or Moderna while being for all these shutdowns and mandates. The Republican voters have called out the the Republicans who stood with the Democrats against what they believe, they being the Republican voters, to be believed to be dishonest shenanigans that were going on by the Democrats, how they kept the judges from making judgments on things. And the Republican voter per se, they're upset about that. All right? They are extremely upset about that outcome. All right. And so they are calling it out. They're calling it out. That's the difference. That is the difference right there between the Democrat, their party, and the Republican Party. The Republican Party, their voters try to hold them accountable. I didn't say they succeed, but they at least try to hold them, their politicians, accountable. There are some that just have too much power, like Mitch McConnell, or they're in places. But here's the thing: when Republican people say that, oh, this guy has too much power here, let's primary him. A Republican's going to win, but let's primary the hell out of the Republicans who we think are doing some shenanigans. That's the difference. That's the difference right there. We have people that see all the misery that has been caused by this current administration. But because this current administration is on their team, they don't even remember, they don't even realize that this current administration is on no one's team but their own. And we're talking about the Republicans and Democrats. The difference is that the Republicans are starting to wake up and realize it, and they want them old heads out of there. All right. So what's going on now is on Twitter, somebody is going through, and we can call it racist. Some racist individual is going through on my TikTok. Now, keep in mind, I haven't put up a video since February, right? And they're going through and they're trying to get rid of all the videos where I show evidence from people that are in Ukraine. I show evidence to what's going on based on NATO's old stuff and what was happening. In other words, TikTok is taken apart in this collective, and what you have is collective propaganda on behalf of the US and NATO. That ain't what we're here to talk about right now, but I just wanted to let y'all know what's going on and why you haven't seen any new videos on TikTok. All right. Truth be told, that I might not post on TikTok anymore, because I think like people like me that stand for something might need to boycott it, because I haven't really seen much else of people being able to tell the truth about what's really going on there. They're going through and they're eliminating the truth. Period. And in their review, all right, in their guidelines, Like they'll say, we took down your video for bullying. We took down for this reason. When they say they just say blanket statement, you violated guidelines. All right. But then when you look to see what guidelines you violated, you didn't violate a guideline. But they just leave it up there and just leave it down. In other words, it's censorship. All right. So you have to ask yourself, why are the Chinese on TikTok censoring people that is speaking truth to our government here in the US? Why would the Chinese who own TikTok have an interest in going to bat for Joe Biden? All right. I mean, this is something to think about. All right. So I started this one a little early. The next few I'm gonna probably do early because I am kind of messing up my sleep really, really bad. All right, so hold on for a moment. Wait a minute, I messed that up. Let's see if I hit the right one. Hold on for a second. I forgot to check this. Okay, nope. One moment. Hold on for a second. I think this is it. Nope. See what happens if I turn this off. Okay, I think that did it. Hold on for a second. It connected to something. right, what's up, y'all? I'm back. All right, let me greet everybody real quick. Verwoorden haar dugu dog, all the way to the bane, vasses los, bonjour mes amis. Kedu bawani konnichiwa. Niha ni ana, sani bonani. Jambo habari gani, assalamu alaikum, shalom. Kamusta ka, kamusta po kayo. Talafa lava soy fua. All right. All right, so a couple of things I want to point out. All right, as we go over what's going on and stuff like that, especially in this current day. All right, what's up, One Loyal King? First, let me see who's up in here. All right, hey, what's up, Carlos Bolton? Jay, what's up? What's up, your boy K? What's up, King Groove? Hey, Simplified Texas Marine. I know what I forgot to do. All right. Yeah, I forgot to invite some people. All right. All right. So I'm going to do that real quick too. All right. So basically, brothers. All right. The topic for today is I've been listening to a lot of responses about things going on, especially when it comes to relationships, right? And what's happening is this, that hold on. All right, so what's happening is in this battle that's going on, many see the handwriting on the wall. Hold it. Many see all right. Many see hold it. Many see the handwriting on the wall that it is over for the BAW. I mean, over. All right. And so as I paid attention to this, right, because of a lot of things that is going on, because of a lot of things that are going on, as a result of this administration, which the BAW wholeheartedly cut for, right, against the wishes of many Afro men. And the only Afro men that kind of supported it was those who just, let's just say, weren't the ones that were thinking. All right. They didn't think, nor did they search for truth, nor did they pay attention to the truth. All right. They just really didn't pay attention to the truth. Because it's easy for them to believe in something than to stand up for the truth. Why? Because it was more important to flirt with disaster than to upset the BAW. Let me say this again. It was more important to flirt with disaster than it was for a lot of these dudes to upset the BAW. Some of these dudes spent so much of their lives with that ganja running all through their brains that I believe some of them have forgotten how to think critically. Literally, because they spend much of their lives with their head filled with smoke. So when you try to tell them what's going on, when you try to show them the truth, they don't want to know. And with that being said, when you try to show them, the BAW, and the rest of these people the truth, right? When you try to point it out, when you try to educate them, they refuse the education. You can't help people like that. You cannot help people like that. So we are in a place where you got people saying, well, we got to give people like that another chance. They'll come around. But here's the problem. These are people, females, the writers of Madame Noir, all right, that's been doing us dirty, stabbing us in the back since the inception of that magazine. I want y'all to understand. Then we got the women on YouTube that wanted male babies to be aborted. All right. They promoted that. They promoted eliminating the men from life. All right. Seriously. They made groups on Facebook that said, we're going to target the Afro men, target their finances. Who gives a damn if they were actually trying to improve the community? All right. I mean, I want y'all to really think about that for a minute. So now we're here in this place where you got many people speaking up and saying that, really, we got to give them a chance. We got to do this, that, and the other as men. We need to step up to what? What do we need to step up to? Think about that. What's up, Kelly Gill? Hey, what's up, King Groove? Who else popped in here? Hey, what's up, Captain Marvel? Afro Troop, Sir Leo. Hey, what's up, Zimaloo? Hey, Zimaloo, hit me up on my email if you're not busy next weekend. Brother Texas Marine, about that thing, right? I'm gonna wait to see when they're done repairing that, because I'm gonna try to make one trip to, to do that storage thing and to pick up that vehicle. All right. And so all right, so let me tell you what's up now. We are in a specific place where we are not supposed to help, support, or have anything else to do with the so-called community that we call the Black community. All right, so I want y'all to understand that. We are not to have anything to do with this so-called Black community. All right. The women that are a part of this community has pumped themselves up to be greater than the man, not needing the man. But by not needing the man, these are women from Madame Noir, right? They go on there and they put up the most destructive lies. But remember, they're an opinion magazine. They're not the truth. They're like our news. The American media is nothing but an opinion. The whole kit and caboodle. And we can't even call them opinion because they lie about everything. We know that they're lying about everything. Look at the lies they told about the vaccine. Now that the evidence is coming out, this is YouTube, Facebook, all of them, the entire media, the entire social media, all of them lied. And they covered up the truth. They covered up the scientists that were telling the truth. They blocked them. They shut them out. They shut out the doctor that invented the mechanism by which they made this stuff. All right. And so everybody think that they're the women of a fictional Wakanda where it's their job to protect the king. It's the woman's job to protect the king. Really. All right. Now we got another thing going on. If you notice, the media is putting forth, and this is why a lot of dudes are starting to look at the BAW as a traitor to the race. They are paid to utterly destroy it so long as they benefit temporarily. And by temporarily, they want to benefit now, not realizing they get old. And those of them that don't get the Caucasian man as a reward for destroying the Afro people, they're complaining about how it's hard to find somebody. All right. So you got a lot of these black woman group, black women's perception of thing, their perception of beauty. Well, and that would make sense only because a lot of them are having relationships with each other and not with men, not building families. They're not making families. They're buying families. They're going through adoption agencies or they're going to sperm banks. They're doing everything in their power to say, we don't need no man. And they don't need no man is because science is crooked here. All right. Not really realizing that even when they go buy a baby, they needed the man that produced that child. It was his seed that produced that child, not them. All right. And so basically, this is why it's up to us to save ourselves. You know, save yourself, black men, and your family. If you produce, if you want to have a family, all right, statistically speaking, if you want to have a family and be somewhat successful in that family, these are the last ones that you should pick to try to procreate with. The warrior queen and the sabotager that think that she could do anything she wants. She don't have to maintain herself. She don't even have to maintain her own Afrocentricity. She don't have to maintain any semblance of the history as to what went on. She doesn't have to educate the children like the Hispanics do. Right? And so it's over. And this is what we have. All right. You got the warrior queen that thinks that it's her job to be the backbone of the man. No, the man is his own backbone. He don't need a woman to be his backbone. He's the backbone of the family. He's the strong of the family. He's the mind of the family. So since they forgot this, it's time for us to forget them. We are not, it is no longer appropriate for us to be having them battles with us because we are losing peace and all the rest of this stuff. Here's the thing. A man is the Afro man, the average Afro man that got himself together. He's at peace before he meets the BAW. And in more cases than not, when they come in, right, when the BAW come in, They bring nothing but turmoil and a whirlwind of just mischievousness, chaos when they come into the average Afro man's life. The average Afro man that they don't like anyway, and they think they need somebody that has a lot of money. All right. And so basically, when you go on these social medias, all right, this is what they think they are. Don't need no man. And mind you, the vast majority of them, could be 100%, but the vast majority of them have been run through over and over by these so-called high-value men that didn't want them except to run through them. All right? They get on here and on these social media things, they go buy bathing suits and do all their stuff. They go get tatted up and marked up and everything. And it's advertisement like, nope, I'm here for the dude that got money. They're not saying that they're going to be a good right. They don't have nothing they could teach a child. How do you know this? Because the majority of our children aren't being taught a damn thing in the homes of these single mothers. They're being brainwashed into doing what the mother do, into worshiping the mother's feet. And as sons, we've been hearing this a lot. They've been trained by these mothers that as they grow up as sons, that it's going to be their job to take care of them when they get old, instead of her having a husband do it. Thereby keeping the sons bound to her. All right. And so basically, you have the stuck-up attitude that many of them have too. All right. And this stuck-up attitude says that, well, I can get run through by dudes, ergo I have value. Not realizing that they don't have value because they are getting run through by a lot of dudes. All right. And let's say they got a high value man. They still wouldn't have value because they probably wouldn't be helping out in the community. Because many of those so-called high value men don't help out. They just make money, which means they have no real value. And what's worse is the dudes are being conditioned, oh, we're supposed to pick the one in the middle because it's the same. I mean, she's just as attractive as the one up to your left and the one down to your right. She get to eat whatever the hell she want, do whatever the hell she want, and be a blight on your insurance because, you say, hey, stay healthy. But these are women that don't want to do housework. They don't want to do other work. They don't want to clean anything. And they just think it's their job to lay around and have people serve them. And their health is starting to reflect that. And then we got the last one. The ones that think they're better than men and they think that they are. And here's the thing, that the BAW is so lost that they will go for a fake man wannabe before they get with a real man. I want you to let that sink in for a minute. I want you to let that sink in for a minute. This is what's promoted. The BAW is so lost with what manhood is supposed to mean that anything faking or any simp, all right, any of this will be okay for them. They will sit in groups and say that this is okay. That they don't really need no man because that thing can be a man. Remember when I used the term traitorous? A lot of dudes are starting to look at the BAW as traitors to the race, like Malcolm X said. They are starting to see them as traitors to the race. And they want everybody to follow the lead of Black women, listen to Black women, and look at the condition of the community. Look at the condition that the community's in as a result of listening to Black women. All right. Take a look at the community and look at its condition. What's up, Terrence Jane? What's up, Arcus 4? Hey, Antonio Johnson. All right. So, Zimmerman has this point right here. When the Most High is handing out judgment, we are not supposed to get in the Most High's way. Let me repeat that. When the Most High is handing out judgment, we are not supposed to get in the Most High's way. And the Most High is handing out judgment. I was explaining to somebody what happened with the Nephilim and all the rest of this stuff, right? We are supposed to get out of the Most High's way when he is handing out judgment. All right. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things they are trying to suppress, right? But I'm not concerned about it because of this reason. On there, I said what I had to say. I put up the truth. People want the truth. They can go and get it through 3-minute videos. All right. This, I can make a little bit of a greater impact through this channel here. Now, let me say this. In the videos, in the short videos that are not live streams, I don't put them up as much just because nobody shares those. Pretty much. I mean, at the end of the day, no one shares those videos. They'll get like 100, 200 views, and then that's it. And remember, I got close to 4,000 subscribers. All right. We know that I'm being shadow banned. And so those videos take a while for me to make. And so I guess when I get way over the 4,000 subscribers, all right, then I'll have enough people where it'll be worth doing that all the time. But if there's an important event, right, I will go up and I will say something about that. All right. Now, let's explain this high value man. All right. What the high value man is taking what an Afro man is greatest at and putting a monetary value on it. But wait a minute. They don't put a monetary value on the greatness of the Afro man. Oh, that's the slick thing. The black woman will say that a high value man is 6 feet, 6 pack, and makes at least six figures. Why? Because they're using Kevin Samuel's own words against high value man. All right. When I was talking to you before Kevin Samuels came on the stage, I would never consider somebody that makes money a high value man. Why? Because who is he making money for? He's making money to promote this system on in Wall Street or something. Even with crypto, we didn't create that. All right. They're not making it with their hands. All right. So when we look at this high value man, you got to look at what is lost if that man was taken out of the community. If something happens to Kevin Samuel, you know, he has some mysterious like disease or cancer we don't know about, and he passed away. All right, he passed away. He won't have no high value. He'll be a celebrity, but he has no value as a celebrity. The community will not miss him. Children will not miss him. Because he isn't a part of anything. Matter of fact, he was originally the pawn of O'Shea Duke Jackson, and that's why he shouts him out. All right, but he's not a high value man. He has no value. He has no real value to the community. He is a popular celebrity, but celebrity doesn't give you any value when it comes to children, family, a community. He has entertainment value. And when he's saying high value man, he's talking about what is a high value man to the Caucasian person or the businesses of the Caucasian, not to the Afro family, community, or children. 6-figure, wear this kind of cologne, dress like this, dress like that. And remember, he moves around. The high value man moves around in a community of other men that have money. So it isn't just having 6 figures, right? That isn't your value. Your value is also moving within the parameters of other people who make 6 figures and doing stuff there to promote the system that we're now seeing as wicked. That means those men have no value to us. Neither does the women who seek those type of men. Our value was in our numbers. How we were able to train the numbers that we have. How we was able to make numbers, make more of us. All right. This is why I said the BAW has lost her value. Her value wasn't going out to work. Her value wasn't getting a degree. Her value was bringing children into this world so that the men could raise those children to be productive people that's going to promote the Afro community. And ergo, instead of us dying in nursing homes, have a home of our own where we could be buried out back. That's what used to be a high value man. Now, for the sake of the BAW, they made it about money. All right, period. They made it about money and hobnobbing with people with money. That's what high value is. All right, and that's not high value at all. You got to look at yourself. If you want to know if you're a high value man, who will miss you if you're gone? Who would think about that? A high value man. All right. I said this before. Now I'll repeat this. Under Kevin Samuels' rules of what a high value man is, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, Fred Hampton, Stokely Carmichael, none of them would be considered high value men. But wait a minute. None of the Black Panthers would be considered high value men. Maybe two. Bobby Seale. Maybe one, Bobby Seale. All right. But look at the value of the Black Panthers. You know that WIC, the free clinic, the free ambulance, they started that. Head Start, they started that. SAFE, they started that. After school programs, they started that. That's value right there. And guess what is missed? Those things were missed. And then the Democratic government came in and took those things. And people think that the WIC was a Democratic government idea. Look at that BS. Hold on for a second. Now, speaking of value, I'm going to say this. And I want y'all to get an understanding. Buy anything you can to learn Spanish if you are a single man. All right. If you are a single man, buy whatever you can to learn Spanish. All right. And I'm going to tell you why. Things are looking so bad for us that we kind of have no options as far as the so-called good woman. All right. We have no options as to a lot of these children growing up won't even know what a real woman is. Let me repeat this. A lot of these children being raised by these single BAWs will grow up not being confused and not really knowing what a real woman is. What's up, Wayne King? I want y'all to understand that for a second. Wrap your head around that for a minute. You got a lot of these children that's going to grow up and they're going to have a struggle. They are going to have a struggle as to what a woman is. Have a struggle as to what a woman is. Now, one of the things I want y'all to understand is that in this struggle, it is going to be so bad for the BAW. It's going to be bad for them. It's not even going to be nice. I'm going to tell you why. Hold on for a second. All right. The BAW have circumvented her value. And I will say this continuously. When a woman gives her value as a woman, right, to try to be a man, she ruins herself in two ways. One, she could never be a real man. Understand this. She could never be a real man with the strength of men and all the rest of that. She can, it just, no, she biologically, they're starting to find this out now. They're trying to ban that male swimmer who identifies as a woman. I want y'all to understand that. They're trying to ban a male swimmer, whatever the term they're using for it now, who identifies as a woman. And they're saying it's not fair. And the women are really up in arms about that. But these are the same women that's going to argue that they need to get equal pay to a man. I want y'all to understand that. Even though they have industries where women clearly get way more money than men, in regular industry, here's the thing. I want y'all to understand this. When we talk about affirmative action, who is the biggest benefactor of affirmative action? If you guessed the white women, you would be right. White women, who is a majority, is the biggest gets the biggest benefits with affirmative action. I want y'all to understand that. When you ask the average white man, though, he will swear up and down that, this one black man went to Harvard and he got in when a white man should have got in. Not understanding that white men get in based on legacy. That means your dad went there, your dad went there, so you just get in automatically. Period. They don't talk about that, though. They don't talk about corporate welfare, or they don't talk about who really gets the affirmative action. Because if they really went and looked into it, they would find that, oh, my bad, let's let this affirmative action keep going. Well, them as white men, all right, they ain't getting much love from affirmative action because they're at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to that. Guess who's at the second to the bottom? That would be us, the Afro man. Affirmative action primarily benefits women. All this Title IX benefits women, meaning that they don't have to do the same output as the men, but they get to share in the money that the men generate. I want you to understand what Title IX and all that stuff is in college. The men that go out and get hurt playing football, all right, let's keep it real, because it's football. And maybe the NCAA tournament, that's second, but it's football that generates most of the money for these Division I colleges and, dare I say, Division II. It's football. a game played and coached by men, a game that should not be coached by women, because in order to do that, you have to pass up a man that is more qualified to do it for something that she read a book about but never really played to the level of the NFL or collegiate. In other words, they are being given the position of men and things that men do while still maintaining that, oh, we're women. And so men can't come in and dominate women's sports. Think about that. The women want to come into men's area, but they don't want the men to come into their area. Again, let's look at this swimmer. There is a big uproar by women because it is swimmer, right? And you got a lot of these dudes like, yeah, that's really unfair. Shut the hell up. Any dude that says that that's unfair need to shut up, because it's unfair what the women are doing. So if the women come into men's area, I don't have a problem if them other dudes want to go into the women's area, because they do have an argument. The women of the WNBA want more money. All right. They want more money. They want to force people to like their sport. Nobody likes their sport. People will go on Instagram and look at the woman on the left before they want to deal with anything with the WNBA. WNBA has only one big woman that everybody trying to get with, and that's Kim Banjage. Can't really say her name. She's from out of Australia. Oh, let me see how I say her name. Kim Banjage from Australia. Nope. Basketball player from Australia that plays in the WNBA.
Here is information from Wikipedia.
Elizabeth Cambage. Elizabeth Cambage. Right? And she fine as all get out and can play. She can also dunk more consistently than Brittany Griner. Now, I want you to understand the sabotage that the WNBA is doing on themselves when we talk about this. Brittany Griner went over, broke a law in Russia, and they're trying to make they're trying to make another Eric Garner out of her. But see, here's the difference. Eric Garner, we watched get choked to death on air. We watched him die live for some cigarettes or for whatever. We watched him die. This woman goes to an airport, bringing in stuff that she knows is illegal because she played in Russia part-time. A lot of these women know the rules. Now, I want you to understand this. A lot of these women know the rules. Okay. Y'all know my behind go to Colombia, right? One, I don't smoke anything. I don't even smoke cigarettes. I don't do any of that crazy drug stuff, right? But if I did, the last place I would do it is in Colombia. I would not take anything to Colombia. All right? I just wouldn't do it. It just doesn't make sense. It don't make no dollars or no cents. It just wouldn't happen. I wouldn't. you're going to Colombia. They're checking everybody for that. Man, if you watch some of these shows, they be looking at stuff. They be catching people bringing stuff in them little roller carts and in hidden compartments of suitcase, hidden computers. They be like, that computer don't look. I mean, that computer is bigger than it should be. You know what I mean? That is the HP Despot 10,000. It's supposed to be this thin, but it's this thin. You know, they look, the Colombians be on it. But then this is like this in a lot of countries where they worry about smuggling. She did this in Russia. And everybody wants us to all be sad and have a cow. And you picked the wrong poster child for men to get behind. You got a bunch of women screaming, and the one dude that could have done something, hold on. And we're not saying that he will do anything anymore. We're not saying he would do anything anymore. That's why she's not getting out. Let's break this down. All right. The BAW is losing so much love everywhere, and women in general, that men are just tired. Men are just tired. You want to do anything you want to do anywhere in the world. You have what's up, John Day? You have no respect for other people's rules because you don't have respect for the U.S. rules. But in the U.S., all right, remember the graph that I showed you? That when committing the exact same crime, the black woman gets a lesser sentence than all other groups in the United States. That means she gets a less sentence than the white woman. I want y'all to understand that. It seems like at no point do people hold these women accountable. And then we get people that apologize for them. Well, you know, they can make good wives. No, they can't. Why? Because they know they can do anything to anyone. Hey, what's up, Elia Hamashi? All right, they realize these women, they could do anything. Look at the Me Too crap. And now nobody wants these women around them. Not at work. All right. They don't want them around them at work. Oh, let me remind y'all, because I forget to remind you in the other videos too. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel. All right. And my other channels, Reluctant Not Be Blessed, subscribe to that, because the documentaries that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put on that channel. I'm gonna put on another channel, right? So go subscribe to that one. All right. All right. Now, let me say this as we talk about this issue here. Okay. So Liz Cambage is the one. Now, let me say this. I'm not watching the WNBA. I'm sorry, I'm not watching it. It's garbage. You know when it wasn't garbage? Remember the Houston Comets? When it first came out, it was exciting. They was bringing people into the Houston arena. I was watching them on TV. The first couple of seasons when they had Cheryl Swoops. Hold on, who was on the first Houston Comets team? It was Cheryl Swoops. Oh, who else was it? Cheryl Swoops. The one woman that ended up with cancer. She had breast cancer. Um, and they were very feminine women. It was like 19 Cynthia Cooper. Oh, who was the thick one? Cheryl Swoop, Cynthia Cooper. Because Cynthia Cooper was like the point guard. Um, oh, Tina Thompson. That's the one I'm thinking about. Um, there was Tiffany, Dawn Staley. That was another fine one, right? So yeah, and then after they passed on, that the league went downhill like a sinking rock in a pond. All right. So basically, so what's happened is in this time, more and more, the BAW has been told that they will never be held accountable for anything that they do to the community. All right. In the United States, they get less sentences in the United States. Yeah, Kim Perot, but I was talking about Tina Thompson. All right. What's it? See, everybody remembers them, right? And women's basketball was exciting too. They didn't need to dunk, but it was exciting. They played better. They played better than the college, right? But that's when they realized that they were women playing basketball, not trying to be like the men. Tammy Jackson, I don't remember her. I don't remember her. All right, but we used to. I mean, and they had Lisa Leslie that played in L.A. You know, they had class. They had class. These women then had class. Now we don't know what they was doing behind closed door, but nobody cared. All right. Yes, and that's the other thing that 24 million to roughly 60 million when you count all the states. When we say 24 million, right? One, people aren't using the current data. Two, they don't realize that the black woman aborts at the rate of 37%. White women at 36%, is Hispanics lower, and everybody else is lower, right? And so they don't know that the number is 64 million since probably 68 now, since 1973. And you take 36% of that, right? Now, the other thing that they're missing is at first I thought there was only 3 states that they were missing, like New Hampshire, California, and Maryland, right? But no, they're also missing New York. All right, the data from New York. So in that 24 million since 1973, data isn't included from about 10 other states, which includes New York, California, and Maryland, which is, come on, y'all. Now you add them three, you surely you probably get close to 60 million cents. All right. And so and so the thing is, no one in the Afro community, and I am going to say this again, This channel have been talking about that and putting out those numbers up. Because remember, when I first did the numbers, I did it in a video around 2014, right? And it was like at 19,000, something like that. All right, 2013 maybe. I was talking about this because of what I was looking at when this brother put out a video called "What Black Men Think," followed by "Diary of a Tired Afro Man." But when he put out "What Black Men Think," we thought so much wickedness of Afro men that turned out not to be true, right? So what this thing did, what that tape did, "What Black Men Think," I still have the CD. It's in my storage. The DVD. What Black Men Thinks took all those negative stereotypes that Black women have been saying that we were since, let's say the 70s, since they got put on these shows, and showed them to be a liar. Like most men weren't in jail. The DL man, that's only 1% of the Afro male population. But here's the thing. The down low man is only 1% of the Afro male population. It just so happened that the average Black woman only likes that 1% of the population. So he and the drug dealers and thugs, they could run roughshod through the whole 80% plus population of Black women, just them dudes who are the minority, and they will blame the majority because they like what they like. They don't like the hardworking men that want to raise families. They don't like them. So it just is what it is. Right? And so, oh yeah, that was a scandal. She might have been with Cynthia Cooper. All right. And so here's the thing. And so here's the misunderstanding. So you got a lot of dudes saying that, oh, we should wait on them. They're a good Black. We should take on their children. No, we cannot. Righteous men cannot take on the children of women who are getting child support from another man. Just can't happen. If she want a man to raise that child, she better get the dude she hit up for child support. Or she has another option, which she's not going to do because she likes extorting men for child support. Her other option is this. As her other option, she can give that child to the man. Now, there's another situation if that man just don't want the child. Sir Leo, you said what I was thinking. Man, Tina Thompson. Lord of mercy. Yeah, I had a crush on Tina Thompson. I ain't gonna lie. I am not gonna lie. But I'm not gonna lie. Those games back then were exciting. Those games back then were exciting. Now you got a bunch of females calling out some dudes, calling them little men. And these dudes they calling little men would break their hands dunking on them. Shoot, the college dudes will come out breaking their hands. High school dudes beat the WNBA. Like the little 15-year-olds beat the women's soccer team, both in the United States and in Australia. Ah, okay. All I know is it was a scandal because nobody knows Cheryl went like that way. But I mean, when I'm gonna say this, when those women like Lisa Leslie and all of them left the WNBA, the WNBA tanked with the quickness. It went downhill so fast, it was ridiculous. Because then what you got was not a lot of feminine women that could play ball. You got a bunch of women that thought they were men and tried to play ball like the men instead of an elevated version of this exciting college ball that we're used to getting in the Final Four. All right, and that was that was But here's the thing. Here's the thing, and this is why I say a lot of brothers should be paying attention to what I'm saying. All right, I've been saying since about 2013-14 that the BAW is going to be replaced. All right, I've said that she is going to be replaced. Y'all remember me saying that? All right, and I'm gonna say it again. She's going to be replaced. I mean, we can't work with this. We can't work with either of this. We can't work with it. All right, we can't work with none of this. We can't work with this either. All right. For apparent reasons, we can't work with this. All right. Now, one, they price themselves out. Now, here's the thing. Under the commandments, one, we can't get a woman who's the wife of another man. If she's getting child support, she's the wife of another man. By the time she's not a wife anymore, all right, she's too old to have children. Two, the reason why we get with a woman and marry and take in a woman is to procreate, to have children, right? And a lot of these women ain't trying to have children from us unless they can extort money from you. So they're out, right? Three, see the tattoo in the middle of her gut? We're not supposed to mess with that. All right. Now, say they were young and got it, and they want to get it removed and stuff like that. But a lot of these tattoos are witches symbols. All right. So we're not supposed to get with that. All right. They're vanity. They're too vain. All right. So it would be better that we live on top of the roof than to be in the same house with them. No, then let's not just be in the same house with them at all. Let's choose differently. So we're not supposed to get with that. So by these things that I mentioned scripturally, it eliminates the modern BAW in the United States. However, it does not eliminate the BAWs coming to the United States. Y'all better listen to me. When I said they're being replaced, y'all need to learn yourself some Spanish. Y'all need to learn some Spanish. And this is why. Everybody is trying to con the Afro man into getting with the American Black woman because they don't like seeing her punished for the wickedness that she has done to the Afro men. It's the Afro men and children that's supposed to get over the damage that these women have caused to us to the point where they're just a risk. And the children, much of which they slaughtered in abortions, and that's not counting the ones that they didn't outright take out after they were born. Remember, 71% of, and in the Black community it's higher than that, but 71% of children who were abused by the mother. 71% of children whose life was taken, who were unalived, was unalived by the mother. You see these women laying children out in the street to get hit by cars, little babies that can't crawl. I still almost tear up seeing that video particular. It was at night in the snow. This woman put the baby in the street. This woman put the baby in the street, y'all. At night, she put the baby in the street to get hit by a car. Angry at the baby daddy? Ain't no reason for that. Right? And she ran up, oh, that's my baby. Then she told the police that a baby that barely could lift this was a newborn. A baby that could barely lift his head crawled out of the car seat into the middle of the street. A brother and some white men stopped when they saw something in the street just there. They could have ran that child over. This is why I have no sympathy or respect anymore for BAWs in general. Because in their hearts, they could do something that heinous and still expect you to overlook the wickedness that is. Still expect you that, oh, you need to wait on the BAW. We'll get it right. How many more babies need to die? These women are being replaced. All right. Remember the border? All right. Remember the caravan of the people coming from Honduras? Well, y'all, I was talking to the lady that's at the hotel where I'm at. Turns out that in that caravan, a lot of those people that's coming up here from Honduras were melanated. So my Spanish is getting good. Right? And so she needed the lady that was working the front desk needed help translating for these people. And I'm thinking they just people from the hood, brothers from the hood. No, they I said speak Spanish, and then I was like, "Donde eres?" He's like, "Honduras." I was like, "Honduras? Oh, they in the hizzy." I met a woman at the post office in San Antonio from Honduras. And then I was talking to my sister, and she was like, "Oh, a bunch of Honduras is on the south side of Houston. A bunch of people from Honduras is on the south side of Houston." I told y'all that these women are going to be replaced. All right. So you got a lot of women coming in from Honduras. You got some men coming in too. All right. Now, I'm going to say this. The women coming in cut for brothers. In other words, they're not coming up here to get a white man, so to speak. All right. And that's one of the things I'm starting to figure out about the culture, the Afro culture of the South American women outside of Brazil. Brazil is its own different animal, right? But a lot of them are proud of their Afro heritage. All right. So, brothers, for all these people coming in here from Spanish speaking countries, a lot of them are going to be melanated. I mean, looking like me. I was like I said, I thought it was one of the brothers from the hood. You know what I mean? All right. And so, this is what this is. I said that they were going to be replaced. I wasn't lying. It's what I saw. Because you cannot keep treating the children of the Most High with malice. I'm talking about the actual child, nor the men trying to be with the Most High. You can't treat them with malice and then think that you're part of them. All right. The BAW have sabotaged every part of our family for money and vanity. They have sabotaged the image of the Afro men with lies that they knew were lies. Let me say how they knew that these were lies. In these people, these women that have these shows, if you notice, I do my own research. All right. I get stuff from papers that were written, and I find those papers that were written. If you notice, I rarely, if ever, use Wikipedia. All right. I rarely, if ever, use Wikipedia as a source. All right. So basically, when you take that and marry that up with the fact that when it comes down to it, right? I I can bring information to you and it be accurate. Then women that have people that work with them, some who have people that work for them, that put out false information about the Afro men, they know it's false. And they'll lie anyway. That's unforgivable. That is unforgivable. Let's see. Yeah, his wife put him on child support when they was married in the same house. The Right. And so this is why we don't mess with these women. That's malicious right there. In my opinion, that would be evil. That would be evil. So this is what I'm saying. We These are women that are sabotaging men if you get with them. All right. That's why my things have been warnings. These are women that will sabotage men if you get with them. Oh, yeah. That's what we're supposed to do. And we're supposed to allow that anger and that vitriol to destroy us and our children so that she can never be happy. But we think it'll make her happy, but no, because it isn't about happiness. It's about destruction. Y'all don't see it. They see us as I honestly think, in that movie, Don't Be Hating. I think that the BAW detest good men. It seems like there's a seething vitriol against good Afro men coming from the BAW. Hey, what's up, Daniel? let me say this. If you live in the southern borders, learn Spanish. Learn Spanish. All right, because a lot of the people, and have your money right, have your paper right, have your stuff right. Learn Spanish, right? And the reason being, all right, the reason being, you got a lot of Spanish Afro, you got a lot of Afro Spanish speakers coming to the US from South and Central America. And they are down for the melanated because they are melanated. And they're coming with their natural Afro here. They're not all weaved out. Now, the question is, how long will it take the BAWs here in the United States to poison them? Because that's what they do. Okay. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Let me remind you, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channels, please subscribe. What else? What else? Thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you like to donate to this channel and what it's doing in the community, my donation links will be in the description box along with my email. And if you want to understand the damage that's been done, all the research links are in the description box as well. You will find this on most of my live videos. Most of my videos, pretty much. I recently decided, you know what? In order to make that information accessible to you, that I'm gonna just leave it there. All right, and so there it is, right? So let's see. Here's my PayPal me, and there's my Cash App. All right. So remember, you take care of yourself and family first before you ever donate a dime to anybody. You don't give to anybody until you take care of yourself and family first. All right. There are other ways to help out, right? Like you could share the videos. I stopped doing the regular videos because nobody shares them. All right. And I'm gonna go like this. Nobody shares the videos, but when I turn around, I get a lot of other people's videos that come to me by a bunch of people. I got more people sharing other people's videos with me that watch my channel than that share my videos with other people. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to shadow ban me as effectively as they do. All right. And part of this, let me say this, part of it is that I do not monetize my channel. So they put me down lower in the jigging pool because I don't monetize my channel. But I didn't monetize it because I thought that I would get more people sharing the video. So sharing the videos is important to who gets to see it. Okay. And liking it, liking the videos, the thumbs up, it does something to it, it pushes it up in the algorithms. All right. I showed that video, a Zimalu. I showed that video the day that it happened. I was in Brazil, and it came by my thing because it hit the somebody posted it on Facebook, and I was sitting there, me, Mimi, and Salmina, and we was getting pizza at the airport, and we all just almost started to cry at what could have happened had the men not stopped. All right. Yeah. That's my baby. That's my baby. She was trying not to answer questions. Because none of the answers would make sense. Like, why was your baby in the middle of the street at night in the snow as a newborn? How did it get there? It crawled out of the car seat while I would. Oh, please. And I'm glad they didn't let that slide. They're like, no. But she probably would serve very little time for that. Hold on for a second. Be right back. All right, I'm back. All right. All right, I'm gonna let y'all know another thing too. When I do my lives, I'm gonna start them a little earlier, and the reason being is I gotta get my I gotta get better sleep. I gotta make a better sleep pattern. Okay, right. They will never change how they treat us if we say we're okay with it by getting with them. All right, that's something we got to understand. Um, I had one, and brother Texas Marine, you know who that one is. I had a female that asked me to bring her some weave, and I said no. And I said, first, I don't know where to get any, and the weave that she showed me. And I said, I like her in her natural hair, and I wouldn't get weave if I knew where to get it. Right? And I thought that was it. It was over between us. She called back like, I miss you. Or she texts back. All right. So yeah. And the thing is, she knows it's her loss. And that's the thing. We got to put ourselves in a position that, yeah, we know how to take care of stuff. We know how to be leaders. Right? And so basically, they want to be independent. Let them be alone. Period. That's independent. That's saying they want to be alone. All right. We don't have to get with anything that they present to us. Like, I don't have to do anything. I don't have to work for them. I don't have to do anything. Right? And with that said, I was like, no. All right. And so there it is. Now, yeah, Spanish is going to be more important because of what's coming up from the south of the border. So, brothers, if you're ahead of the game on that, if you're new coming in here, don't forget to subscribe and hit that thumbs up button. But brothers, if you're ahead of the game on that, just a little bit, you'll be doing all right. All right. Learn Spanish and Portuguese if you're going to travel to Brazil. All right. So there's my Cash App again. Thank you, Texas Marine, for the reminder. My PayPal me. So if you want to help out in what I do for the children and the community, booyah, bada boom, bada bing. There's my stuff. All right. We're not going to promote TikTok for the moment because, yeah, they on some other stuff. All right. Green Gorilla had a video that showed 100, 140 plus year. Yes, 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 yes. I keep telling people is betrayal. A lot of brothers are looking at them as traitors. But all in all, we're looking at ones who sabotaged us, sabotaged the relationships. Okay. We're looking at females who sabotaged the relationship. All right. They sabotage the relationship because even when we have money, let me say this: like when you got Faulkner on Fox, you got what's what's her name? Come from the islands. Man, I can't call her name out. She challenges everybody. She goes up against the hip hop artists. And she's a conservative now. She had a battle with Kim Klyak for popularity. Candace Owens, all right, and Kim Klyak. All these women claim to be conservative, right? But they're traitors. Why? Because they could have gotten with a conservative Afro man, but they weren't looking for that. What's up, David Fitzgerald? They only wanted they only became conservative after they got with the Caucasian. All right, because they were looking for power, a power marriage. She gave them children. They gave them, those men, children. That's part of the deal of manumissions going all the way back to slavery. Right. And all you have to do is be serviceable. Right. All you have to do is be serviceable. Like, I'm gonna go to San Antonio. The lady, the lady I met at the post office, she's gonna braid my hair. Right. And she's nice looking, so we'll see where that goes. All right, we'll see where that goes. All right. But here's the thing. When we was talking, and I was talking to the lady, she was a I don't know if she was a sister or not, but she was melanated, right? And I said that the American black woman is being replaced not by Joe Biden, but I think by the Most High. And this is why I say this: that what Joe Biden intended to happen was for the Mexicans to come across the border when he opened up the southern border. But what's coming across is not the Mexicans, because a lot of Afro people are going to Mexico. You see what I mean? And Mexico is having a little civil war down there too. All right. But what's coming up here is people from Honduras, people from Central America. So Salvador, Guatemala, not Costa Rica. Um, let's see. So Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, and mainly those, not Costa Rica, because Costa Rica, they're Costa Rica is like the go to vacation from America paradise. All right. And then you got Belize, right? So you got Central America coming up here. Shoot. Now, if the Venezuelans make it up here, oh, it's a wrap. If Venezuela make it up here, it's a wrap for the BAW. I'm going to just tell you that now. But they stop off in Colombia is because there's a relationship. I don't really fully understand it. I'll talk to my friends in Colombia when I go back down there. But there's a relationship between the Venezuelans and the Colombians. So they're kind of together, you know. And in Colombia, the people who are Afrocentric are proud of their Afro heritage. I mean, come on, you have the first free slave town in Colombia. All right. And we as Afro men have history in Colombia. All right. All right. On this one, American Black women being replaced by other races of women. No. I mean, yes and no. I'm talking about everybody, because when you look at the women from Honduras, they are us. Half of them are us that fled the United States under slavery, went to Central America, South America. You know, they went there, kept going south. Some of them came up from Brazil, all right, along the coast, right? You got us all over the place. This is the secret that people didn't want us to know until we started traveling. And a lot of us started traveling and made YouTube channels and told you about our experiences. You know what I mean? And so foreign, not really. It's like those of us who escaped here coming back to, you know, reap the benefits. Oh man, it's the Venezuela women come up here. Women from Venezuela, it's going to be a wrap. All right. Remember that the one woman that I met that stayed with me the rest of the time I was in Colombia, she was from Venezuela. The one that, you know, I just said, hey, good evening, you know, in Spanish, and had a conversation, had another conversation. She went to come stay with me. And we was together the whole time until I left. Oh, hey, I made a video about it, and you went. If you didn't see it when it first came up, YouTube blocked all those videos. And so here's the other thing: a lot of the wickedness that's going on is being hidden. All right, a lot of the wickedness that's being done to the community is being hidden intentionally. All right. So we have to look at that. Hey, what's up? Hey, BZ, and Terrence. Thank you, BZ or Terrence. I just saw that on Cash App. I was like, oh, that's what that noise is. Okay. And so basically, when we look at this, right? I mean, and so now let me say this. Even with this, we could still make an impact. And like the stuff that we're taking down to Colombia, the baby dolls and stuff like that. Say if something goes down in Colombia, right? They will definitely, if they come from Honduras and all the rest of that stuff, and they come up here, they Venezuela and Colombia ain't too far out of the question. You see what I mean? Because Colombia's right there by Panama and all of that, right? So, and so, and so when we look at this, right? When we look at this, when we look at what's headed this way, we're looking at the replacement, right? And here's the thing: the simps are not going to. A lot of people are lazy. A lot of people in our community, let's just be honest, are lazy. All right. We tell people, we try to tell brothers, watch your back. All right. We try to tell brothers that study to show yourself approved, and they won't do it because the BAW told them that you should pick this guy because they for black. Here's the thing. Here's the other thing too. That in this country, when they say they're for the black community and they just post the BAW, they're not for the black community. They are only for her. When they stand up and when they do anything, they say they represent the black community. No, they do not. We're talking about the black women. They only represent themselves as a group. We know this. Look at Black Lives Matter. All that money bought them houses and stuff like that. And the only agendas they were pushing that they were pushing is the ones that the Caucasians wanted them to push that destroyed our families. And we can look at the outcome and what happened. Right? We can look at the outcome and say, okay, yep. We can look at the results and say, yep. Because now we see the conclusion of them having our backs. Right? They didn't have our backs, they were stabbing us in it. You know, and so that's basically it. It is terrible what's being done to the Afro community. But what's being done to the Afro community is being done by Afro people on behalf of the system. People are like, oh, this system is wicked. I agree. But what's being done in the Afro community is being done on behalf of this system. All right. And there is no excuse for it. There is no excuse for it. Except the few that are working on behalf of the system against the interests of the community as a whole are looking to get rich quick and then flaunt that richness, making them think that they have value. But then again, we get to the thing of value. They have absolutely no value to the Afro community. They've destroyed it. See, that's the problem with the Kevin Samuel argument of high value men. Right? He's arguing for men that actually have no value. They have money. And Money is of no value to the Afro community, especially since most men are making enough to not only survive, but prosper, able to raise children, have the car and family, able to teach children stuff. All right. When I look for a woman, right, and I look for value, I'm looking, can you teach? What can you teach? Are you going to teach thought culture or a culture of thinking? Are you going to train the children to be an adversary to the head of the house by stabbing them in the back every time he goes to work? And you have other men up there getting it on. See, no, we can't trust these women. I wish we could, but we can't. The Most High understands that too. And I think that's why they're being replaced. All right. All these people, I'm telling you, I've seen these Honduran women come up here. They are fine as, oh Lord, they are some beautiful women. I'm like, dang, they beautiful women. So I'm gonna keep my head in the wind to find out what's really going on with all of that, right? And see where that really stands. See where we're see what's really going on. But brothers, I'm here to tell you, look like we might have some goings on coming out of Honduras. All right. So with that said, I'm out. Peace, love, and soul. I'll get back to you all on the next one. And on the next one, those of you who are here, if you would like to be in a panel, let me know. All donations are appreciated, but remember, you take care of yourself and family first. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, they're coming up here. They're coming up here, and they speak nothing but Spanish. All right. So peace out to everybody. And I'll holler back at you all later. Hey, Zimalu, if you can, give me a call. All right. All right. So with that said, I'm out. Peace, love, and soul.